Hi there. This is the E4 training video for the meeting note template and generally how to take meeting notes. Alright, first of all, you should have received the link for this meeting note template in the same email in which you got the link for this video. So open that up as we're talking about it. These meeting notes will be for people who have regular weekly meetings or monthly meetings, mostly weekly, but sometimes they can be used for monthly meetings. Usually between two people, so like if it's between you and you're the supervisor of a department and Bob, anyone, you can use them for a great variety of different things. Alright, so the first thing that you want to do when you get here is you want to copy and paste this first part of the meeting notes, and then you want to start a new document so that you're not making changes on the actual meeting note template. Think about the meetings that you would have on a regular basis. If they're about a specific subject, let's say that this one, we're going to go here and rename. Let's say that this one is notes and tagging office instructions. So most of the time when you have a meeting, the notes taken in here would be specifically for instructions for the tagging office. Now obviously it can be broader than that, but just do that, making sure to start it with the notes thing so that people can easily identify what this document is. Alright, before you go any further, make sure that you go over here and you go to invite people and you share it with your supervisor or any people who are going to actually be using this note-taking document. That would be you, the scribe. If you are the scribe, just make sure that you have the document, and your supervisor. Anyone who is going to be in on any of the calls, they need to have access to this document. Alright, so let's go through it. It's a very simple document. Meeting note template, obviously it has a few instructions in red. Make sure to read those. This is just exactly what I told you. Now, the actual document, when you're done, what you're going to do is you're going to come up here and delete that so that you just have this. Now let's put our meeting title in here. Notes. And actually I'm going to say meeting notes. Tagging office. Instructions. Agenda, notes, and resultant actions. Alright, let's just keep going down. First thing we have, and this will stay at the top of the document, it only occurs once, is the future agendas. What this is here is if you're in the middle of a meeting and you say, or your supervisor says, hey, we need to do that sometime. We need to make Thomas Aquinas's Summa Theologica into a set. But there is no specific time in which that needs to be done. There's no specific person by which it needs to be done. So what we're going to do is we're going to put that in future agendas. Exactly, kind of like I said. Make Thomas Aquinas into a set. Obviously that's going to be very different for whatever types of meetings you're having, but you understand. That's going to stay in future agendas to remind yourself and to remind your supervisor that that needs to be done at some point. Okay, we could go on for a long time. I'm going to show you an example in an actual working meeting note document. This future agendas has quite a few items in it, and they're just waiting to be talked about. Sometimes, you know, you want to go through and you want to clean those out because sometimes you're going to pull something down from future agendas and it needs to be deleted from the future agendas at that point when it's actually assigned a due date. Alright, so that's future agendas. That stays at the top. Meeting number 2, as you can see, is here. Meeting number 1. That's because the earliest meeting goes at the bottom. Later meeting goes at the top. You normally want to be working with at least 2 meeting dates. Again, let's switch over to the example. Meeting number 17 is at the top, Monday 04. I meet twice a week, and these are manual meetings. These are meetings in which we discuss what I need to be doing for the policies and procedures. So I have a meeting on Monday and a meeting on Thursday. Normally I'm working with 2 of those at once because during my Monday meeting or my Thursday meeting, oftentimes I will gather information for my next meeting. So a lot of times what I'm doing is I'm making the agenda for the next meeting as I meet. So let's look at these two top ones. Meeting number 17, so it has a number, it also has a day, and it has a date. All of those things are important. You want to keep them in mind. So let's say that this is a weekly meeting, not a bi-weekly meeting. And today what we're working with is we are working with, let's say our meeting is on a Friday, and that would be today. So meeting number 1 is Friday, and then 04/02/2010. Okay? Let's say that in our agenda we have to discuss HTML formatting for documents, approve McLaren set, discuss SharePoint. These are all totally, they're not real examples, but you understand what I mean. Now, these agenda items probably would have been placed in this meeting note document by the scribe. You are the scribe if you're meeting with your supervisor and there are only 2 of you. If you're just a manager or a worker, a team member, what you're going to do is you're going to be the scribe. Now, in a conference call, there will be a scribe assigned by the supervisor. But if it's just you and your supervisor, you're going to be the scribe. And the scribe is responsible to write out the agenda as far as he knows it. There are going to be some things that you're not going to know. Write out the agenda and put it in here at least 10 minutes before the meeting, and make sure that you send a notification to your supervisor that that has been done. So obviously things are going to be added to the agenda, oftentimes because this is a shared document. As you talk, your supervisor can be making changes to the agenda. He can add things. So just put down everything that you know needs to be discussed.